Welcome everyone, and thank you again for listening in today. Our webinars are meant to provide you with targeted answers without taking up too much of your time. So in today's webinar, we will discuss TK'Blue, what is it, for who, and why. With us today, we have Paula Des, International Sales.
Welcome everyone.
And myself, hello, Jennifer Gonzalez, Solution Expert. So to grasp a general understanding of TK'Blue, we will begin by showing our short video titled Understand TK'Blue in 29 seconds.
Day in, day out, your company needs goods. Do you wish to optimize costs and improve quality while taking care of the environment? TK'Blue brings you the solution. We label all your carriers according to their materials and equipment. By doing so, we help you make the right choices and calculate your greenhouse gas emissions, pollutants and particles generated by your transport operations. Be eco-responsible while improving the quality of your transports.
So this video briefly explains our goal, and that is to improve the environmental and economic performance of freight transportation. TK'Blue has over 1,000 users who have successfully adopted the TK'Blue solution. We have shippers from all types of sectors in retail and distribution, food and beverages, cosmetics, sorry for the French, and pharmaceuticals and manufacturing. We also have some freight forwarders who have adopted a TK'Blue solution as well. So if anyone has any questions during the presentation, please feel free to type them into the chat box, and we will make sure to bring them up at the end of the webinar. So we will now turn over the time to Paul, who will discuss how TK'Blue is going to help global shippers worldwide.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'll start explaining a bit more about the scientific background of TK'Blue. TK'Blue is a trusted third party thanks to its widely accepted methodology that was developed in partnership with several universities in Europe, like the University of Antwerp, Torino, and many other experts on transportation that are responsible for the validation of our methodology. These universities played a key role in validating the TK'Blue method as the most robust measurement solution available in this sector, and even more important, to keep it up to date. As a matter of fact, twice a year, TK'Blue organizes an international meeting with scientists and transport specialists to discuss the latest findings on environmental protection and suggest new solutions on how to measure them. Last but not least, our methodology and algorithm are audited and verified by Bureau Veritas to meet the European norm and regulation. While TK'Blue main focus is in the environmental and social impact of good transportation, it also focuses on CSR and transport management solutions. That is why TK'Blue has close collaboration with international CSR rating agencies, consulting firms, and leading transport solutions. We often have shippers telling us about their TMS solution in place, so that's why I can say confidently that we're able to interpret it.
Paul, I was wondering, could you tell us what was the last International Scientific Council?
Oh yes, thank you for bringing that up. As a matter of fact, the last meeting we had with our university partners took place yesterday in our office in Paris. Different actors mentioned previously gathered together with our new methodology director, Eric Deval, to discuss further improvements of our methodology. Over the years, TK'Blue has developed a global coverage thanks to the initial mission of being conceived as a global service from the very beginning while using the specified methodology I was explaining before. TK'Blue measures all modes of transport everywhere in the world. We collect and report on transportation in Asia Pacific, Africa, Europe, the Americas, and Australia. TK'Blue measures all transport flows up and downstream, the full supply chain, and from raw material to the point of sale, and also milk. We cover all transport modes: road, rail, air, sea, and river. and we easily measure single-mode and multimodal transport operations. For example, the road, sea, road segment. Now let us have a glance at a few significant figures. Our system today measures the CO2 impact of over 200 million transport operations. It is used by over 1,000 users worldwide, shippers and carriers. It also measures 38 billion trips annually, which represents a distance equivalent to a ton pallet going around the world 1 million times.
Thanks, Paul, for giving us some background information about TK'Blue. Could you explain to our listeners on how the TK'Blue solution addresses shippers' desires and the sustainable gains generated as a result?
Sure, Jennifer. Let's talk more in detail about the core mission of the solution. We have listed our customers and prospects' main desires regarding sustainable transport. After discussing with them, we've identified 7 key desires. Reduce the cost caused by low-quality transport operations, comply with CO2, GHG, CSR regulations and corporate goals, enrich the processing process and transport standards, evaluate the performance of carriers and ensure their sustainable progress, verify the social and tax certification of carriers, communicate CSR progress and efforts with customers, employees, and local authorities, promote company excellence within it. If your company answers yes to one or several of these key wishes, then TK'Blue can help you. These are TK'Blue 3 P's: planet, people, and profit, and lastly, P, compliance. The first impact on the planet, which is threatened by global warming caused by CO2 and GHG emissions, as you all know. The second impact that needs to be emphasized is on the people and their health. Beyond CO2 emissions, TK'Blue also addresses negative externalities like NOx, SOx, small particles, noise, congestion, and accidents, which in turn directly affect consumers and employees. As we all need to protect both the planet and the people, you as a shipper need to also maximize the profit. Reducing the cost of a low-quality supply chain will allow you to be more performant. This in turn helps the company improve its corporate image towards all stakeholders like consumers, employees, and investors. Lastly, the compliance allows you to comply with the annual reporting, CSR report, CO2, GHG calculation, and SBTi commitment. The way TK'Blue optimizes transport operations on an environmental and cost standpoint is based on 3 KPIs. We analyze if shipments have optimized loading, if the equipment is performant, and if the personnel is eco-trained. We precisely measure the 3 KPIs. In fact, our customers have found that thanks to these 3 KPIs, we help improve the environmental performance of the transport venues. To give you an example of performing equipment, shippers have found that improved quality of delivery and on-time secure delivery brings well-being to the people. By people, I mean customers who are happy to receive their orders in time and undamaged, drivers who are less under pressure by not experiencing congestion and breakdowns, overall cleaner air. These 3 KPIs help improve the overall economic performance of shippers' transport and supply chain.
Thank you, Paul. It is indeed a global solution. So, to sum things up, TK'Blue measures all modes of transport worldwide. Its calculations certified by Bureau veritas and are backed up by scientific universities. And more than 1,000 users have already adopted TK'Blue.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer, for summarizing that. Now I'll give you back the mic so that you can present the TK'Blue solution to our listeners more in detail.
Thank you, Paul. Now let's get into the details. TK'Blue is a collaborative platform relying on 3 key inputs. The first input was mentioned earlier by Paul, and our methodology is backed up by scientific universities, research centers, validated by Eurovita in compliance with European norms. The second consists on shipper's transfer flow database, and this data can be accessed from the shipper's information system, for instance from the ERP, TMS, or from an Excel file if that's the internal tool being used. The management of the transportation operation is subcontracted with an outside partner, then the data can be obtained from the freight forwarder or 3PL. Or if users want to send their information automatically every month, we can connect our API. Additionally, the data we ask for is simple. For each transport operation, we collect weight information, the number of parcels, the number of containers, the name of the carrier, the mode of transport, route information, and the distance of the transport leg or the point of departure and arrival if needed. In case there are any milk runs, we can calculate the exact distances as well. The third source of information is the carrier's fleet labeling. TK'Blue's role is to go to the carriers and label their fleet. We collect information on the fuel type, fuel consumption, equipment that is being used, loading rates, empty runs, and information over the organization, like the type of training done by the driver. These are the three sources of information that go into the TK'Blue system. Now, let's look at the four main services provided by the solution that are useful to shippers. The first service is our secured online platform. It will provide complete visibility on the worldwide transport flows of the given shipper, and if needed, we will perform some data modeling, meaning breaking operations into various segments for each transport mode. The second service we provide is measuring CO2 greenhouse gas emissions and the societal impact. It is required by local and European regulations and or it's an environmental policy that is issued by most sustainable companies. The third service we provide is fleet labeling. We provide to carriers and to shippers a fleet scoring. This allows the carrier to upload their certification in various documents required either by law or by their contract with the shipper. We also provide a carrier directory, which indicates the environmental performance of the carrier and allows the procurement department to source new carriers when needed. And lastly, but not the least, is our dashboard. That's where many of the benefits of the TK'Blue solution are generated. And what I mean by that is that the dashboard will allow various managers to do analytical work such as benchmarking of one carrier versus another, one business unit versus another, one product versus another, and so forth. Benchmarking allows shippers to identify the best performers, show their best practices, and areas of improvement. You can decide to either steer, define some actions with the carriers, track improvement within the platform, issue some automated reporting, and promote your communication stream internally and externally. The entire methodology may sound complex, but TK'Blue has simplified transport eco-performance in 3 indexes. The first index is the TKC index. It gives the quality of the carrier's fleet. It is an index ranging from 0 to 100. The higher index, and means the better the bleaker. The second index measures CO2 greenhouse gas emissions. This index focuses on the CO2 equivalent according to new norms. The index will show you the per ton and per kilometer emissions, allowing you to compare on the road any product per ton per kilometer, the actual CO2 equivalent emissions. And you'll be able to see where you are performing better and where you are not performing as good. The third index is the TK0 index. It provides the cost of transportation to society. It is important to note that this index is not what is paid to the shipper. This is the cost on society caused by NOx, SOx, microparticles, noise, congestion, and others. All the data in our database is simplified into these 3 indexes that anyone can understand, sort, average, extract, and communicate easily to the stakeholders when needed. So pause here. I want to show you this screenshot of our user interface. I selected this screen grab because it is of a high-level view. The solution provides a lot of detail, and you are also provided with a summary, which you can easily use to better understand your business, environmental performance, and communicate with the carriers or mission teams. Here we can see that a shipper has 1.5 billion kilometers of transport operations that are analyzed, and that the shippers have produced 109 million kilograms of CO2 equivalent for a given period. And this is supposing that it is for the year 2017. We can also see the performance of 72.68 grams of CO2 per ton kilometer equivalent. That is the index of the TKCO2 of the given shipper. And next year, the shipper will try to reduce that index to 71. So, how are they going to do that? Well, by using some of the detailed indicators shown here below and working in collaborative manner with your carriers.
All of this seems very interesting, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing it. And I know that this screenshot shows also a concrete visual on what I was saying earlier with the TK'Blue being able to proceed any transport mode. On the bottom right corner, you can see some of the declared modes of transport, such as interurban roads, rail, short sea, deep sea. We are also able to provide additional modes such as urban road, air, or river transport. Such variety mode of transport allows you to compare each index that is applied to a certain transport mode. You will also be able to make simulations and choose the best transport mode for your goods.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Paul.
So, Jennifer will now introduce to you the benefits of the solution for a given shipper.
So as mentioned earlier, we call our three P's: the planet, the people, and the profit. And now I want to focus on the profit and how TK'Blue services boost the performance of the company. So our customers have gathered gains with these four benefits. So the first benefit is transfer gains. They are quite obvious because we will be measuring the performance of transport operations. The index that we produce and provide will help you improve purchasing and managing the quality of transport operations. The second benefit is compliance gains. This is the information and documentation collected from the carriers that allows you to manage risk better and to meet your regulations. The third is financial benefit. This can be achieved by obtaining better quotations thanks to the rating of the carriers, by checking the carrier's invoices for the kilometers and the tonnage shipped, reducing security inventory thanks to better supply chain, or lastly, promoting the stock value thanks to a better brand image with investors. Last benefit is image gain. With our data, you can communicate to promote internally and externally sustainable image of your shipping company. It is also beneficial to know our customers report on a return on investment of 15 in year one, and even better on year two, based on that previous experience. TK'Blue has built a financial model to assess the ROI, and our experts are at your disposal to run an ROI seminar, which will take into account the specifics of the company's transport activities and budget.
Thanks, Jennifer, for explaining the benefits of the TK'Blue solution. Can we also mention that these benefits are not only for the supply chain?
Yes, well, you can. So this simple schematic shows that you can earn a lot of those golden stars in the supply chain area and 4 tiers of departments, sales, which will benefit from a better supply chain, procurement and finance, and also in legal and compliance, which explains the ROI of 15 and also explains why so many customers adopt the solution and start with small projects or pilots, benefiting one of the divisions and not always just for the supply chain. We have made it very simple to understand so that every department and your carriers will be able to see the results. So afterwards, you can expand this TK'Blue solution to more countries, to more transport modes, resulting in more benefits across the organization.
Alright, to summarize, TK'Blue is here to help cut pollution in transportation using fact-based results, tailored for shippers, carriers, freight forwarders, and for other departments in your company, like CSR, sales, procurement, and usage. The goal is to help improve the environmental and economic performance of freight transportation. I hope we've covered today's webinar main topic, the TK'Blue solution. What is it? A labeling agency that measures the economic and environmental impact of transportation for shippers and carriers.
For who? The solution is a collaborative platform that is destined for shippers, freight forwarders, and carriers.
And why? To reduce all emissions and negative externalities caused by goods transportation, as well as improving the economic performance of a company's supply chain. In short, saving money while saving the environment.
So before we wrap up, we will now take some time for questions. And remember, you can type in your questions into the chat box. Oh, we see you have one question, Paul. So the question says, what are the actual levers to reduce CO2 emissions? Well, the first lever is that you can shift from one transport mode to a cleaner one, for example, air to sea or road to rail. Second lever is to increase the share of business you give to a cleaner carrier with a better TKT index by using TK'Blue.
I have another question here from the listener. Facing a never-changing business environment, what can we expect in a tight market? Okay, I'll answer that one. Indeed, the market is tense, especially in the trucking industry. In such market, it is important to build a long-term, sustainable relationship with your carrier. Like the benefit is to build a win-win relationship with your supplier. We see TK'Blue customers using the solution to identify, together with the carrier, level for improvement and to price coverage.
A little bit of more seconds. See if there's another question that comes up. We have one question. The question says, how long and what is the steps to deploy the TK'Blue solution? Well, we have seen customers deploying the solution in 1 to 2 weeks, and for more complex situations, it can take up to maximum 2 months. There are 2 key steps that can be run in parallel. The first one is building the transport flow data files, which can be quite simple for one or several information systems, and it can be as simple as just sending an Excel file. The first step gets you your CO2 footprint based on default values and national averages. And the second step is to improve the actual performance of labeling carriers based on air fleet, vehicle, and organization. And let me remind you that the TK'Blue solution is free for all carriers, small and large. Carriers to register the details of their fleet into our solution and the TKT index and the TK'Blue index.
Great. So I see we have no more questions. Thanks to everyone, and we appreciate you joining us today. I would like to quickly mention that our next webinar will be 2 weeks from now, and we will be discussing on how to label the fleet of the carriers in Portugal. Thank you again for joining us today. Have a nice day.
Bye.